joining me. And I am playing along with All About the Mouse. And Shannon has picked out this picture that you will see. That is our inspiration. So it says the land, it says Epcot, and it's got all these beautiful colors. I was not sure exactly what to do. And what I did was I went, well, here's my pictures. I was thinking air balloons could be some pictures. These are from It's a Small World in Disney, and I have lots of photos. So I put each one of these as an individual photo that I took. I used my Project Life app, which is free and easy, and it put 6 of these onto a 4x6 photo so that I just had to develop 2 pictures, and then I trimmed them apart. I went into my stash of papers that don't have collections, and I grabbed out, just thinking It's a Small World, not using all of these, and I think I know which ones I'm using, but we'll see. So I just grabbed these out. This one here, I liked the colors. This is by We Are Memory Keepers from 2015. I believe this is close to my heart. This goes along with this. And I thought this kind of looked like the It's a Small World, but it's not really the right color. And then these are just other, this I know came from a paper pad. This really kind of, this one, and it kind of grabbed me first. I do like that, and I could see using it, but I also grabbed these for the colors, I think. Putting those aside. This, again, for the colors, putting that aside. But I really like this blue, and this is a goes with it. Those are from Close to My Heart. And then this, I'm not sure if I took the branding strip off of this, I'm not sure where this came from, but I kind of like this as well. So I didn't know, I'm gonna do some kind of a tearing to get where that river is going down. I think I'm gonna use this as the background because it goes with these, the blue It's a Small World pictures, and I'm gonna kind of put those in the same spots where the hot air balloon is. And then I might use this in this part where kind of the more colors are. And then I don't know if I'll use this way. I'm not sure about that. I could also use this for this corner up in here, and then this. I don't know why that makes a difference. Maybe because this is a smaller piece. I'm not sure. And the other thing that I could do is just grab a solid piece out of one of these colors. So we shall see. And I don't have any ideas for embellishments at this time, so we'll have to see what I can come up there. Let's get scrapping. This is definitely an out of my box layout, and I love how it turns out. So I do really like that paper, and my idea to use it is to punch out the circles. So I just punched out a couple, and then I know I want to use that for the upper right corner. So I go to tear it, and then when you know, I tore right through both pieces of paper. Whoops. But you know what? I'm gonna glue that over the top. You're never gonna know. So I just do go for it and kind of give this a tear to kind of mimic the inspiration piece. And then I try to figure out, what do I want for the middle? And that blue is too light. I really like this, but I'm afraid it's too busy. So I'm trying different things. Here's a solid, but that just doesn't do it for me. So I really gravitate back towards the bright colors. And so my idea is just to tear it to see what it might look like, because it is really only a little bit. So I feel safe with, I guess, 2 loud pieces next to each other. And they are different types of patterns. You've got the the triangles there. You've got more of the circular elements there. So I tore it, and then I kind of piece it together. Make sure I don't glue the photos under the pattern paper. And then I kind of stick in that same piece of blue paper to tear it on the lower side. And then I get that triangle piece taped down with my ATG, and figuring that I'm just going to use something to line up my seam with that blue paper. Oh, I missed a little bit where you could see the blue through the pattern paper, so I had to adjust it just a little bit. And then I'm going to get it glued down well so that it doesn't move and it's in the right spot. I decided this was too thick. If you can see in the inspiration piece, it gets thinner, it gets thicker. So I just want to kind of mimic that. And then I'm going to grab that other piece and get it tacked down so that, yeah. And that takes just a little bit of figuring out. I do glue it down and then I tear the rest on the left part. And tear some more. There's a lot going on in this inspiration piece, and therefore there will be a lot going on in my layout, and that's why this video is so long today. But I just keep tearing. That's the nice thing about paper. It's easy to work with. You can keep tearing it down as you need to get the right shape. So there is what I end up with, and I just trim a little bit with my scissors, which seems counterintuitive because really I've been doing ripping, and I'm not sure what I'm going to put over that seam, but I will have a couple options before I'm done. And the funny part is you will see me lay out these photos several times, like perfectly, exactly where I want them, but they don't get glued down. So why I spent so much time arranging them each time? I could go back, I would say, don't worry about the photo placement until you get to the end. Because it doesn't matter right now because you're going to sneak stuff underneath it and they're going to end up all over the place. So I do lay these photos out kind of to mimic the inspiration piece. There's 4 over on the left that are going to be in place of the hot air balloons. Oh, here are those punched out parts from that pattern paper, and I thought about laying them over where I piece the papers together, but I don't end up needing that there. But on the bottom, where it says Epcot and it has the building, I decide to make it look more like that I'm going to back those 3 pictures with a blue piece of paper. So that's what I'm figuring out right here. And then I will trim around that. And then I'm going to put some green on either side, just like is in the inspiration piece. And it kind of gives the look of that Epcot building, even though this is not Epcot. And I just went into my stash and picked out some green papers and some blue papers. And if I don't find the colors, the shades that I want, or big enough pieces, then I go to my 12 by 12 pieces of paper. But this time I was lucky. I found this blue piece that I've had in my stash for a very long time. It had one of those zigzag edges, so I'm going to save that. I can use that on another layout. And I'm just trimming down to give these 3 pieces that stacked look in a little bit of a frame. And sometimes I get brave and I just use my scissors, and sometimes I use my trimmer to be more precise. And then I do play with a couple different pieces of green paper, but I lay that there and then try to decide about this green on the side, because you can see the trees next to the building are green. And this, again, out of my stash, I just go to my scraps, and I thought about using these. The colors would have matched, but I couldn't get that piece of paper exactly. Getting close. So then I find different pieces, which I like this color better. And I am going to make these work. And I'm going to do some more paper tearing. How often can you get 12 photos onto a one 12 by 12 piece of paper? But this is the way to do it for sure. And the perfect photos, right? I took a lot more than 12 pictures of It's a Small World, but when I went to find the best ones, I had a hard time finding 12. 10 easily. So I might take too many pictures, but or is there a thing as such a thing as too many pictures? Maybe not. So yeah, just tearing the green here. And the nice thing about tearing is if you don't like it, you tear a little bit more. I do kind of place them down lower, glue them down, and then trim the rest off the bottom. It's another kind of way to piece things together where you want them, and I had more room to tear more off if I needed to. I did debate putting something underneath them, like you see there's Epcot there, but I just didn't have enough real estate. So the photos do sit on the bottom of the page, and I'm fine with that. I was so excited I found these flowers. They're rub-ons. They're from Hobby Lobby. Have a date of 2006 on them, and to me this really said, It's a Small World. They're a little bit brighter than that piece in the upper right hand corner. But I think it still goes together. Had I found these before I started picking out my papers, I can assure you I would have picked out totally different papers, but I'm still happy with the way it turned out. So everything happens for a reason. So here again, I'm going to very meticulously put my pictures around, and they won't stay there again. But these are rub-ons, and they're from 2006, and they rubbed off beautifully. A couple of them, might have, I pulled them up and it wasn't completely rubbed off, but I put it back down and I matched them right up, and you would never tell. So I know some rub-ons can give you a heck of a time as they get older, but these seem to work very well. And I still have a couple left over, actually, that I could use on another page, but I put some there, and then I do the same thing on the other side. I just love how that looks. It really gives me the feel of It's a Small World. And the one thing, I'm looking at as I'm doing it, there's purple, and there's not purple in the layout, but I will get over that. I really like purple, so it's okay to have some purple on my layout, even if it's nowhere else. And I did a little bit of overlapping on the one flower that goes on my photo there. And here I spent a long time, you won't see it in this video, but I spent a long time getting that ruler straightened up so that the flowers would be the same height on this side as they were on the other side. Too much time. So there I used the popsicle stick that came along with it, and I just rub those out, and it goes very nicely. There is a list of people that are playing along with All About the Mouse down below. Make sure to check those out. See what everybody else is doing. I'm very interested to see what everybody else is doing with this inspiration piece. So I did have some doilies. I placed those behind the photos, as well as there was like a green journaling spot that I stuck back there too. I have these two florals that I liked, but I really liked them better once I covered some of it up with these other orange flowers I had. So don't be afraid to take things you have and alter them. Just by putting this already done orange flower on, it gives it a completely different look and matches the layout so much better. Okay, so the orange doily I had, the peach one, and I actually made the blue one with my Cricut. And it's not perfect. You can look at it and tell. But once it's layered with things, you will never know. It's my secret. And now it's yours too. So here for the 100th time, I will layer up my photos very particularly, like you see them. I try to do it like the hot air balloons are on the left hand side of the page there. I think I kind of attain that. The problem is my photos are all the same size and the air balloons are not. So, but I finally do glue them down. And then, and I've already got my kind of my cup building on the bottom all glued down. I'm going to glue down the flower. You can see in the inspiration piece the hot air balloons, like the one has a sun on it. One might have like a snowflake. So it had round elements. So I wanted to bring round elements to the page, and that was part of my reasoning for bringing in those flowers. Here I'm going to do the same side to the right hand side of the page, get those doilies glued down, and then get those photos glued down. And there is not a rhyme or a reason to those photos on the right hand side, because there's just a lot going on with the animals and things on that picture. So I kind of just arranged them to the best of my ability. The one uppermost picture is kind of like the welcome to It's a Small World. I wanted to kind of offset that somehow, and I started by gluing it down up higher and quickly realized I have to put my title somewhere. So it does get moved down a little bit. And here I am just gluing down the rest of the photos. We are getting close to the end here, and I wanted to let you know that I did not do the title on the video. So it turns off, and then you'll see the finished layout with the title, and the title is just It's a Small World. So there I glued down the flower, and the last photo here I'm moving it down so that nope, now I'm going to move it down so that I can fit It's a Small World in there. And then I found some just random pieces from my stash. So here is a sticker that says yay, and I put it on a white label sticker. And then I have this, I think it was a stamped like a firework, which I thought was perfect for Disney. I get the flower glued down, and that's it. And you'll see right now, It's a Small World. So thank you so much for sticking with me through the end. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you again soon for another video.